Hey guys, this is POOHEAD189, and you will notice that my camera is lopsided, and that is because I'm living at my parents' place at the moment, and there's no place to put the camera. So I'm pretty much having to deal with all this. But the reason why I'm making this video is because I never talked about Kamehacon that I went to last month, and it was great. It was, in fact, I went to a small anime convention today that's in my town, Birmingham, and it was all right. I went with a friend, and it was okay. There really wasn't much there though. It was a very small convention, and we kind of went a little bit late too. Because I was just kind of like, am I gonna go? I might not go. But then some people were like, yeah, you should go, and I was like, all right, I guess I'll go there. But uh, because I went to the Iron City convention today, it made me think I never talked about Kamehacon. So, um, yeah, I'm going to show you some merch that I got for it. Now, first off, I want to show you two things that are leaving me very soon. It's a little Krillin keychain, and it's this, which is a signed Ryu Horikawa CD. The Krillin keychain is going to Clearin, a friend of the channel, Clearin, and the Ryu Horikawa signed CD is going to friend of the channel, Dave, because I promised Dave 6 years ago that I was going to get him a signed autograph of the Japanese Vegeta. And I did get one 6 years ago at Kamehacon, and I lost it before I could send it to him. And it sucks for me too. It sucked for Dave, obviously, but it sucked for me too because I paid $30 for it too. But I've met Ryu Horikawa twice now, so that is a blessing. But let's see. I'm going to show you some of the merch I got. Hold on. Okay. Oh, before I begin that, though, I have this comic. Yeah, cool. I have a patron, Ratman. He's really cool. I met him at the convention, and he and his friend make this indie comic. I might actually write an article for them at some point. I offered to, and they graciously let me. Um, so yeah, that's cool. There's even an ode to Toriyama in there. So, but yeah, I think it's really cool. I like it. I like what they're doing. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so what we got? Okay, so I have. All right. Okay, so I have three prints. One, this is for me. It's some custom art of Goku with the manga on it. This is for Clearin that I'm sending with him as well as the Krillin thing. And this is, well, Gohan's his favorite character, along with Krillin. And Vegeta is Dave's favorite character, so I'm giving this one to Dave. So we all got some cool prints for that, for the whole team. Now I'm going to talk about who I met there. One, I met my good friend Izzy. She's really awesome. She sometimes comments on the videos. Izzy's great. I've known her for like 15 years at this point, about as long as Dave and Clearin. So she's really awesome. I like meeting her. I met a few Twitter friends that were Dragon Ball friends, and I've met Ratman, a patron of mine, and I think I met one. Yeah, I met two other people that watch the channel too. They're really neat. I like them. But I did meet Dale D. Kelly. Now, if you don't know who Dale D. Kelly is, he did the original narration for the first Funimation narration. So, like, you know that I made a video on it, the Ocean Dub narrator passed away relatively recently. But this is the guy that did it right after him and did it originally for America rather than Canada. He's really cool. He was also Captain Ginyu and Purunga. And I got his autograph, but he was also selling this, which is a limited edition. In fact, they never released this before. This is a CD of the Dragon Ball Z History of Trunks soundtrack that was made just for Funimation, and it wasn't made by Falconer or them. Dale D. Kelly actually wrote and did this himself, and this is the first time it's ever been actually sold. They kind of disappeared everywhere, and so I'm like, yeah, I'll buy this immediately. It's a collector's item. So yeah, that's really cool. Dale D. Kelly is awesome. I took a picture with him. I might put this on the video. Let's see. I talked to him for a while. He's really cool. Okay, now I got an autograph from Meredith McCoy, who voices Android 18 and Launch, and she's also Atsuko from Yu Yu Hakusho. I completely forgot that she voiced Atsuko, which is Yusuke's mom. That's really cool. And I forgot her name in Full Metal Alchemist. It's been a while since I've seen Full Metal Alchemist. I should watch that again. But I remember this character, and she voices her too. I had to get her autograph. She's awesome. And she was really neat in a panel too. Let's see. Now, I had to get Tiffany Vollmer's autograph. She's my favorite Bulma. And this was really cool. I've been wanting to meet her for years. She had a really bad, during COVID, she got COVID and she almost died. And I was like, holy shit, that's horrible. It was a really bad time. And so like it made me think like, wow, she really is my favorite voice of Bulma. That like I would be devastated if she passed away. And so when I saw her at this convention, I'm like, I need an autograph, like immediately. She's super cool. I had to get the vintage Bulma, of course, but I like talking to her a lot. And yeah, she's great. And as you know, while I'm not the biggest fan of Daima, I do like Daima somewhat. I mean, like there's certain parts of it that I appreciate. Like there's certain parts that I like of Super, even though I think as a whole it's really not that great. But I did see Morgan Laurie Garrett there, who voices Dr. Arensu, and I had to get her autograph too because I think she does a really good job. And she's a theater actor anyway, just like them, like Meredith McCoy. Meredith McCoy spoke to Ken, I forgot his last name, but he voices Mercenary Tao and Dr. Giraud, and he was her theater director, and he was like, hey, do you want to try out for voicing? And she was like, yeah, of course, because because she thought that was a fun time. But there are a bunch of theater actors, which is great. That shows that they have experience. But Morgan Laurie Garrett is a theater actor. I think she probably did the best. And like obviously the meme, all goon over Dr. Arensu. I do think Dr. Arensu is an attractive character, but like I thought she did really well, and so I had to get her autograph too. And it says, "My plan is finally coming together." She was really cool to talk to as well. But yeah, that's everything I got from Kamehacon. But it was a really fun time. I managed to walk the boardwalk in Atlantic City with my friend Izzy. We went to mini golf, me and a bunch of my Twitter friends that I'm now friends with on Discord, and I've talked to them for the past few years, and I do like spaces with them. And I wanted to interview Brian Drummond, who voices Ocean Dub Vegeta. I managed to ask Brian Drummond and Peter Kalamas and Ian James Corlett a question on the Ocean Dub panel that people thought was cool, and I thought it was a great time. I really like doing that. But Ratman, how did that fall? You good? You don't want to? Come on, work. All right. Ratman and his friend Ben, which is my name too, so that's ironic, but he and his friend managed to interview Brian Drummond, but the interview was happening when I was leaving to go on my airplane to go home, so I couldn't interview him. But I did write down a few questions to ask Brian Drummond, and they said that he really enjoyed my questions, which is awesome. I love that. I will say that when I left, even though I couldn't interview Brian Drummond, when I did leave Kamehacon, and Izzy was nice enough to drive me to the Atlantic City airport. At my terminal, I sat down and I saw Damian Clark, who is literally my favorite English voice actor today. Um, I think he's the only voice actor at Funimation. Maybe not the only one, but a lot of English voice actors at Funimation don't really try that much anymore. They don't try to give themselves. They don't try to really go deep a lot of the times now, and I think he still does. I think he sounds cool in everything he does, and he's a really neat guy. And I saw him there, and I sat like 3 chairs away from him. I didn't talk to him at first because I don't want to bother him. He's out of the convention. Don't bother people out of the convention. But like it was a shuttle. The Atlantic City Airport is really shitty and small, and so half the terminals aren't for like plane rides. They're for shuttles to go to Philadelphia to then fly somewhere. And that was where we were going. We're going on a shuttle, and the shuttle was 40 minutes late. Oh, and before it was late though, Kyle Haber, who voices Adult Gohan, uh, walked like I sat down like a few seats away from Damian Clark, and I started reading, and then Kyle Haber walks up, and they both go, "What are the odds? What are the odds?" Because they were like, "Yeah, of course, we're leaving at the same time." And so Kyle Haber sits really close too, and there were a few fans behind me as well. But I didn't really talk to any of them. But then our bus or shuttle was 40 minutes late, and then people started being like, "Where the hell is this bus?" And I was just like, "Does anyone work at this terminal?" Because no one was at the terminal. No one had been at the terminal. And Damian Clark just started talking to me. And then he introduced himself. I said I was a big fan. He said thank you. He said, "Hey, my name's Damian," and I was like, "It's Ben. Hello." And he was really cool. He offered me some Asian Chex Mix, which I took, which was funny. But yeah, he's a great guy. Um, and it was fun talking to Kyle Bear a little bit too, and talking to some of those other fans as well. We were just sitting at the airport, so that was neat. Um, but it was a really neat trip. I liked it a lot. I spent the entire first day just traveling, but then when I got there on Saturday, I hung out with a bunch of friends and got some autographs and talked to some voice actors and talked to my friends a bunch. And the only bad thing about Atlantic City is that everything is really, really expensive. I don't get how people gamble there because, if you win $1,000 at a slot machine, you'll spend it all on food in 2 days. It makes no. The airport, the convention, and Atlantic City itself was all expensive. Um, in the convention, a 18-ounce can of Coke was $7, and a chocolate bar was $5, and yeah, is stupid, and yeah, it was ridiculous. Same with Atlantic City. You spend $20 for a burger and a drink. It's dumb. Um, and the airport's the exact same way. But other than that, it was a really great time. Joked a lot, had a lot of fun. I did make a recording of a video that I wanted to send, but it didn't. Something happened with the phone that it didn't work, which sucked. I was recording a video on the boardwalk to give to y'all, but it didn't work. Um, but yeah, the mini golf was fun. It was just a great time. I really hope that y'all get to go to Kamehacon next year. It might still be in Atlantic City. I'm not sure. Also, sorry, I just had to stretch a lot and yawn. But yeah, I think y'all should go next time. And I wish I could speak more coherently now. And as you can tell, the room's kind of a mess because I'm just living in a single room. I'm an adult male living in a single room for maybe another month. Hopefully, I can get a different job and move elsewhere very soon. But yeah, great time. Loved seeing my friends, loved talking to the voice actors, loved talking to people at Artist Alley too. I always love talking to the vendors. They're great. There's a guy there that sells swords that I have seen sell swords the past like 13 years I've been going to conventions. Maybe 14 years now. Um, but I've seen him like 20 different times. I've bought swords from him. Uh, all my swords are in the storage unit right now, but I've bought swords from him, and it was neat seeing him there. He's still doing it. He's still going to every convention. Um, but yeah, it was a great time. Okay, guys, that's all I got to say today. But I just wanted to kind of like talk about Kamehacon a little bit, and just tell you about it. All right, everyone, have a good one. Okay. All right. See ya.